what's up? It's Addy here, and today I'm making a top 5. Actually, it might be a little more than that, but a top 5 future NBA stars video. There's a lot of potential in this league, and you can just see it. So yeah, I'm gonna start with some honorable mentions. This Blacktop doesn't have. I'm gonna be playing Blacktop, by the way, but Blacktop doesn't have Ben Simmons or Brandon Ingram yet, so I just wanted to give them a shout out because they have a lot of potential. Brandon Ingram and Ben Simmons, Jaylen Brown. We don't know about Dragan Bender yet. Chris Dunn. These are all this year's draft. So this will mostly be like past drafts, but I just wanted to give them a shout. And they are very good players, so they also have a lot of potential, obviously. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. And yeah, so let's get started. This isn't in any specific order, because I think all these guys could be future stars. I'm gonna start with Giannis Antetokounmpo. This guy is amazing built. He's a really tall guy. Apparently, Jason Kidd has said he's gonna play point guard. He is a 6'11" point guard, probably the tallest point guard I've ever seen, and he is nasty. Like if he plays, like guys like Steph Curry won't even be able to guard him, and he's super young. And he's just waiting to have a breakout season right now because Giannis, like, look at him. He is right now, I'm actually playing this live, and he is guarding Okafor, and he's actually taller than Okafor. That is what's nasty about Giannis, and along with his just will and his ability to just put everything on the line. He's a great and tremendous player, and he's shown that in the Bucks. And we don't know what he might leave the Bucks next year, or we're not really sure, but what lies in the future for him. But he is a great player, tremendous player with the Bucks, and honestly, I could see him really picking it up in the next few years and becoming a star, MVP material even. Moving on, D'Angelo Russell. This guy is an amazing player. He is an unpredictable personality. Playing alongside Kobe, it's not easy. But he's shown that he's a great shooter, a great scorer, but he's also a great passer in the pick and roll. Offensively and defensively, he's really shown that he can grow and that he can play much better than people thought he would. And honestly, he's shown a lot in the Lakers that people thought he wouldn't, and he has. He's really amazing. Moving on to Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins is he's star material. Back when the Cavs drafted him and they gave him to the Wolves for the LeBron and the Kevin Love stuff that happened. Honestly, he is a great player, and he is gonna do really well, because young guys do amazing with guys who are also very young and guys who play very much like them, and they're very athletic. Wiggins is a very athletic guy, a great dunker, a great scorer. He could work on his jump shot game, and he has been this offseason. A lot of work into it. He's a great perimeter defender, and he also has a lot of will to really just work. And guys like that, they put in a lot of effort into their game, and if you do that when you're young, it pays off, obviously. So Wiggins has a lot of potential. It's why he went number 1. It's why a lot of teams want him, and he's a great scorer and a great passer and just all-around amazing player, Andrew Wiggins. And his dunking ability is also very amazing, but athleticism on this kid, honestly, he is. You have to give it to the Timberwolves, sorry. And what they did with these young guys is, very amazing. They got Chris Dunn, Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, Karl Anthony Towns. It's amazing what they've done. So he's gonna do great with them, unless he leaves the Wolves, which I don't see happening, because they have. Just give him 5 more years, maybe. Let the young guys develop, and they'll be amazing. So so I'm gonna move on to. I'm going to give more time to the later on ones, so here we go. So I'm going to move on to Jahlil Okafor, and once again, I said this was not in any specific, what do you call it, sorry, specific order. So I'm just saying, you know, Jahlil Okafor, he's not a great defender, but he's a great scorer. Honestly, one of the best scorers that came out of the draft last year. And he's a great he's pretty good passer for his position as well, but the scoring is pretty astounding, you know. He's shown that he can shoot decent mid-range, and his post game is amazing. You don't see that lately in the NBA, and it's good to see, you know, a guy who takes pride in his post play and doesn't just give in to the 3-point hype and stuff, because when it comes down to the end, just like what happened to the Warriors, you can't only shoot threes. You need to know how to attack the paint. You need to know how to score inside. You need to have players who can score inside, and that's why the Sixers are also aligned to be a great team given in the future. So you know, Okafor, he has a lot of potential there, because he doesn't he plays a fair game, a great game, but he also plays it the old-fashioned way. And you know, we know that the guys who play it old-fashioned, they play well, and they're usually very successful. You know, back to what I said about the Warriors. You know, the Warriors had no post play, they had no post game. You know, that's why Thompson, Draymond Green sucks at post play, and Curry could not shoot inside for his life, except for those crappy floaters that he does. I'm sorry if any of you are Warriors fans. It's just that I don't like the Warriors at all. Moving on to so going back to Okafor, you know, he's a great shooter, and if he picks up his defense, he could be a very good player in this league. You know, I don't see his future being in Philly, but I do see it happening maybe in Chicago, maybe with the Celtics. There are a lot of teams that want him, and there's a lot of teams that'll probably offer him a lot of money given in the future. So you know, maybe they trade him now. I don't know what they want to do, but they have 5 big men right now, 4 centers and 1 power forward in Ben Simmons. So I don't think they want to keep Okafor. Maybe they lose Noel. I also want to give an honorable mention to Noel, because Noel is a great, he's not great at offense again, but he is an amazing defensive player, kind of the opposite of Okafor. So, you know, honestly, you have to give him credit as well. So, you know, Noel has a lot of potential. So, you know, he could have been on this list too. I just think Okafor is a great offensive player. So he's shown, and he's younger and less injury prone, I guess. So I just like the way Noel plays down in the low post. So he does have a lot of potential that he shows. And moving on to kristaps Porzingis. This guy is wow. I just wow. Like, I mean, people last year in the draft, then when the Knicks took him, they were booing this kid. I mean, they were like yelling. People were yelling at the Knicks, telling them what the heck did they just do? Kind of a Dragon Bender situation, except this time the Suns are hopeful that he turns out like Porzingis, which I don't see. I mean, he's like, their circumstances were a lot different. You know, Porzingis actually put up good numbers, whereas Dragon Bender puts up like a little less than 2 points a game, and I was like, what are they thinking? And not everybody turns out like Porzingis, but I mean, the what happened then was just amazing. Like, the turnaround of this kid, and you know, his will to just keep going was amazing. And you know, going back, people were booing this kid on draft night. They were saying that the Knicks are crazy, that they're stupid, that they shouldn't have done this. Even the commentators, you know, some people liked him, some people backed him up. I don't get me wrong. I personally also thought that this was a bad idea. You know, I accept my mistake there, because that's my point. You know, this kid proved everybody wrong, and he came through, you know, averaging a little less than 20 points a game, I'm pretty sure. A great three-point shooter, a great mid-range shooter. You know, he's a great shooter, and he's really good at defense as well. Like, he's a great defender, and you know, his idol, as he said, Dirk Nowitzki, he's pretty much like a young Dirk, in my opinion. Like, he has shown that potential in 1 year, and that is so tough to do. Dirk is one of the greatest power forwards of all time, and he has matched that power forward that first year, so that says a lot about this kid. You know, he can shoot the way Dirk shoots. You know, he's getting his post play better. He's working on his post play, which is good. But you know, he's got the shooting down. You know, Dirk is probably one of the best, probably the best power forward, shooting power forward of all time. So you know, if he can follow Dirk, I mean, everybody says he's a young Dirk, and he played with Dirk that one game. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about it when he scored like 30-something points and matched Dirk one-on-one. So I mean, that is not easy, and Dirk is a legend. So I mean, you can see it in this kid's blood. Like it runs in his veins. He's a foreign kid just like Dirk, and he's a absolute beast just like Dirk. So I can see this kid going far, and you know, the Knicks, they're not going to lose him anytime soon, I'm pretty sure, because of this potential and because of his just all-around ability to score and get his teammates together. And him and Carmelo, you know, they didn't have a good season, but they had a promising season. And now that the Knicks have Rose and Noah and they've been building, you know, Jennings. They already had Carmelo, but you know, just having him there as well, it's like they have another superstar right there, just waiting to blossom. And you know, next year even could be his breakout season. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be a MVP, not for the next few years, but this guy can definitely be one of the greatest power forwards if he keeps it up. And it'll be impressive to see what he does in the next few years and see how he's able to match up with guys like Dirk and how he can play against guys like, you know, Anthony Davis. Like, does he have that defensive ability? Does he have that strength? Because, you know, his like strength is like one of the things that people are worried about, because you know, he's not a very strong player. In fact, like, he's not super strong, but he does have a decent build. So if he can work on his build a little more, that could really help. So yeah. And then I'm gonna move on to the last guy here, and that is Karl Anthony Towns, baby. This guy is tremendous. I see more potential in him than I do in Porzingis, and I really like Porzingis. I mean, he rookie of the year this year. He's a tremendous scorer. I'm pretty sure it's 20+ points. And he's on a great he's in a great organization with Andrew Wiggins, with you know, the young guys, Chris Dunn, with Zach LaVine, and you know, and what I said about the centers and like Jahlil, and how he can't shoot threes, but he doesn't give in to that pressure. This could once again, like, giving in to the pressure is not a good thing, because like, you know, you can, I mean, it's good to be versatile, but I think that post play is very important for a center to be good, and he has amazing post play. And don't get me wrong, now I think it's amazing that on top of that post play, this is why I think he has more potential than Okafor does, because on top of that post play, he can also shoot the ball from three, and that's super impressive for a center. That's super impressive for a rookie, that he's matching up with guys like you know, all these amazing centers in this league, Cousins, and you know, things like that. He won that thing at the All-Star game. I'm like blinking here. He won the skills challenge. Sorry, he won the skills challenge this year against Isaiah Thomas, and I'm a Celtics fan, so that pretty much sucked. But still, like, he's shown that he's a great passing. He's a great passing center. He's a great scoring center. He's a great defensive center. And this is what comes up. Not only can he shoot better than Okafor, but he can also play defense a lot better than Okafor. He's a better defender than pretty much everybody here, except for maybe Wiggins. I'm not sure, but he's a great defender for the center position, and that's what you need. You know, Porzingis is a good defender, but you know, he's just probably a little better than Porzingis, just all around, in all the categories. So look at him. I mean, he just drained the shot. His shot is very smooth. It's very silky. It's a good, and I mean, he's a great franchise to build around. So I could see this guy being an MVP maybe 3 to 5 years from now. But I'm guaranteeing it, like guaranteeing it. And I saw it in a video. This guy was like giving his word, like 2020 or something. And you know, I'm gonna say it's like 2016. The 2016-2017 year is like out of reach for him. But I'm gonna say that, you know, my opinion, I think it'll be like maybe 2021, 2020, you know, I think that could be it, like the 2020-2021 season. I just said 20 like a lot, but the 2020-2021 season, that could be his year. So if you mean, you heard it from me, if he does. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. This was my top 5, kind of. It's pretty scrambled up, not in a specific order, and I had more than 5. I think it was 6. But you know, Okafor was probably the extra guy. I just wanted to add him in for you guys. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. And check out our other videos, guys. And thanks so much, guys. Peace.